Welcome to another show. Today, I'm going to take another look at underrated movies from the 1970s.
In 1959, they murdered a lot of people.
Did you see him? The man with the hearing aid, like Charles. He's been following us.
You go for the head shot or the chest shot?
Probably head.
And what about the chances of a second shot?
I might get the chance, but I doubt it.
The 1970s were a special time in American cinema. After the box office woes of the 1960s, bewildered studio executives were unsure how to connect with audiences whose tastes and impulses were shifting in the hectic milieu of the decade. The change began at the end of the previous decade with The Graduate, Bonnie and Clyde, and Midnight Cowboy, all of which pushed boundaries regarding sex, sexuality, and violence. Anyone new to the films of the 70s can tackle the big stuff, The Godfather, Taxi Driver, et al. But there is still a wealth of material to explore, including plenty of underrated surprises, which often bring the most satisfaction.
Let me tell you something about Harry Coyle. The best, bar none. I'll drink to that.
At number 10 is The Conversation from 1974.
Best what? The best bugger on the West Coast.
What about me?
Directed by Francis Ford Coppola, The Conversation is an intense psychological thriller exploring privacy and surveillance themes. Gene Hackman delivers a masterful performance as Harry Coyle, a paranoid surveillance expert who becomes entangled in a complex web of intrigue. Despite being overshadowed by Coppola's other works like The Godfather, this film remains a poignant and relevant masterpiece.
Of course, I had to keep all this a secret from my dad. He would have had a fit, since Kit was 10 years older than me and came from the wrong side of the track, so-called.
At number 9 is Badlands from 1973.
My girl Holly and I decided to kill ourselves, same way I did her dad. Nobody's coming out of this thing happy, especially not us.
Terrence Malick's directorial debut, Badlands is a haunting, beautiful film inspired by real-life events. Starring Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, the movie follows a young couple on a violent cross-country spree. Malick's poetic storytelling and stunning cinematography create an atmospheric experience that has influenced countless of filmmakers, but often flies under the radar compared to other decades' classics.
Well, I know that you ain't got nothing but wood under there, my man, because I happened to be in here one night when a certain sailor got it laid up the side of his head.
And number 8 is The Last Detail from 1973.
Yeah, what?
You're a badass.
Oh, what?
A badass.
Oh, what? You ain't leaving D.C. till you got a belly full of beer. Come on.
Directed by Hal Ashby and featuring a stellar performance by Jack Nicholson, The Last Detail is a bittersweet drama that follows two Navy petty officers tasked with escorting a young sailor to prison. The film's exploration of friendship, duty, and rebellion is touching and thought-provoking. Despite its critical acclaim, it remains less celebrated than Nicholson's other iconic roles.
You know what I thought when I first saw you? I thought if only I could touch her, that everything be all right.
At number 7 is Days of Heaven from 1978.
They told everybody they were brother and sister. My brother didn't want nobody to know. You know how people are.
Another Terrence Malick film, Days of Heaven, is a visually stunning piece of cinema that captures the beauty and brutality of early 20th century American life. With mesmerizing cinematography by Nestor Almendaros and a compelling storyline starring Richard Gere, Brooke Adams, and Sam Shepard, this film is a testament to Malick's visionary talent. However, it is often overshadowed by more commercial successful films of that era.
Oh, drink it down, I'll buy you another.
Look, I'm flat broke and I can't afford to drink.
What's that going to do with it, man? I said I'd buy you a drink. You don't have to buy me one.
The next film on our list is Wake in Fright from 1971.
2 minutes, Keith. Don't forget the tomato juice. I'm Tim Hines.
John Grant.
Wake in Fright, directed by Ted Kotcheff, is an Australian psychological thriller that delves into the dark side of outback life. The film follows a schoolteacher who becomes stranded in a remote town and descends into a nightmarish spiral of alcoholism and violence. Despite its critical acclaim and cult status, it remains relatively unknown outside of Australia, making it a true hidden gem of the 70s.
You're an interesting man, Mr. Veric. Last of the independents.
Up next, Charlie Veric from 1973.
It's 10 to 1. This stuff belongs to the mafia. This is gambling money skimmed off the top. The mafia kills you. No trial, no judge. They never stop looking for you, not till you're dead.
In late 1971, director Don Siegel enjoyed the success of Dirty Harry, the iconic neo-noir starring his friend and directorial protege, Clint Eastwood. However, when Seagal approached Eastwood with the titular role in Charlie Veric, the trigger-happy star declined because he could find no redeeming features in the character whatsoever. Eastwood had a point. Charlie Veric is a career thief who operates with total amorality. He's not a hero, but he's no mad villain either. Veric is an engineer among criminals who plans and executes his robberies with workmanlike efficiency. He seems to harbor no malice or prejudice. In fact, he doesn't seem to harbor any emotion at all. Instead, Veric exhibits an understated self-interest that's always moving him forward. This profile was a little too hard-boiled for Eastwood. Yet the actor and comedian Walter Matthau, who had just completed a string of comedies including Hello, Dolly, had no such reservations. Matthau would do a fine job lending inscrutable charisma to Veric as he flees the cops and the mob in an adventurous yarn marked by betrayal, reversals of fortune, and hard-nosed improvisations that keep you on your toes.
They're not for you. They're just a bunch of small-town car freaks, that's all they are. They've been following me clear across 2 states.
Now we're up to Two-Lane Blacktop from 1971.
Pink slips? You mean for cars? Where to? You name it. Washington, D.C.
Directed by Monty Hellman, it's a minimalist road movie that captures the essence of 1970s counterculture. Starring James Taylor and Dennis Wilson, the film follows 2 car enthusiasts traveling across America in a drag race. Its existential themes and sparse dialogue make it a unique cinematic experience that more mainstream road movies have overshadowed.
Stay cool. You're being robbed.
You're kidding me.
No. I've been held up 4 times in 36 years.
Now we're up to The Friends of Eddie Coyle from 1973.
And I can tell you the important thing is not to try to resist.
Directed by Peter Yates and based on George V. Higgins' novel, The Friends of Eddie Coyle is a gritty crime drama that offers a realistic portrayal of the criminal underworld. Robert Mitchum delivers a powerful performance as an aging gunrunner trying to navigate the treacherous waters of betrayal and survival. Despite its critical praise, the film remains underappreciated in the crime genre.
I heard you was a bootlegger.
Oh, no, sir. Not me, friend. Must be some mistake.
Now let's look at Paper Moon from 1973.
I was wondering if Mr. Bates might be at home.
Mr. Bates is dead.
My name is Pray, Kansas Bible Company. I'm just here to deliver this Bible that Mr. Bates ordered.
Bible?
Peter Bogdanovich's Paper Moon is a charming and heartwarming tale set during the Great Depression. Starring Ryan O'Neal and his daughter Tatum, the film follows a con man and a young girl as they team up to swindle unsuspecting victims. Tatum O'Neal's Oscar-winning performance and the film's witty script make it a delightful watch that doesn't always get the recognition it deserves.
In any event, I'll need a silencer to escape.
In that case, you better have explosive bullets. Yes, I can prepare a handful for you along with the gun.
Next, it's The Day of the Jackal from 1975.
The gun must be carried past the customs without arousing suspicion.
It was set in 1962, and it concerns a far-right plot to assassinate French President Charles de Gaulle. The titular Jackal is a British assassin, played by Edward Fox, with the rakish charm of James Bond but the cold danger of a professional killer. We're introduced to the Jackal in Austria, where he meets with the organization's OAS, an underground movement committed to removing de Gaulle and restoring French control of Algeria. Jackal is confident in its ability to kill de Gaulle, but he insists on total autonomy and a purse of $500,000, with half of the payment up front. The Jackal embarks on his mission across Austria, Italy, and France. The Jackal isn't given to bluster or vanity, though. He's a callous operator, and his machinations unfold with steely purpose as he covers the ground. We know that Charles de Gaulle was not assassinated. He completed a 10-year presidency and lived another decade beyond that. Yet this knowledge does not interfere with the compelling force of the film's high-stakes, high-wire narrative. The Day of the Jackal is a political thriller of the highest order. In conclusion, the 1970s was a decade of cinematic innovation and creativity, with many films pushing the boundaries of storytelling and visual artistry. While some movies achieved legendary status, others, equally deserving, remained in the shadows. These underrated films from the 70s offer a treasure trove of storytelling, performances, and craftsmanship that continue to inspire and captivate audiences today. That was our show for today. What do you think? What was your favorite underrated movie from the 1970s? Is it on this list? Let me know your favorite movie that was underrated during the 1970s. Let me know in the comments section below. While you're at it, I'd be honored if you subscribe to my channel, click the bell to stay informed, and check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Kevin Gibbons saying, live long and prosper. May the force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.